Hello everyone, welcome to another pick a card reading. So for today's reading, we're going to be finding out what trick or treat is coming your way. I'm going to be looking at what trick energy is currently showing up in your life. This could be in the form of lessons or tests or like illusions that might be happening. The second part of the reading will be what treat or blessing is being delivered to you as a result of your growth. And the third part will be how can you best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness. And then I'm going to take this over to Patreon in the extended, where we'll find out who or what is sending this treat your way. Is it a spirit? Is it the universe? Is it someone in the physical world maybe sending you some evil eye? Then we're going to find out what surprise, manifestation, or wish fulfillment will appear by Halloween. And what message do your spirit guides have about your energy this season? So with that said, I'll put the thumbnail up now. Feel free to pick more than one pile if you are drawn to more than one pile. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the first pile and see what messages come out for you. Hello, pile number one. Let's go ahead and jump right into your reading. See what messages come out for you. For this part of the reading, I will be pulling from the Sacred Destiny Oracle and then from the Angel Wisdom Tarot. So we're going to be taking a look at what trick energy is currently showing up in your life. This could be in the form of like lessons that you're needing to learn, some sort of test you're going through, or it could be some sort of illusion. Alright, Spirit, for pile number one, what trick energy is currently showing up in their life? Oh, okay. 2 at the get-go. That's what I needed. So we've got embracing. Put this up here. And then we've got illumination. I think with these cards and for this part of the reading, I'm going to actually read them as if they're in the negative, because this is the trick part of the reading, not like not the treat or the blessing part. Tell me more, Spirit. What trick energy is currently showing up in the collective's life? Let's see. Let me back it a bit. We've got Page of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. I think I'm going to get 6 of these. We've got 7 of Swords. Okay. There's definitely some trick energy. 4 of Wands. All right. The World, Capricorn energy. Could also be fixed sign energy. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Tell me more. Okay. We've got Temperance with Balance card, and that is Sagittarius. One more, please, Spirit. What is this trick energy for the pile number one collective? We've got 10 of Wands. Okay. So there's something here where it feels like, starting with these 2 cards, again, this is going to be the trick energy, so I'm having to kind of read everything in reverse. Unless, of course, it's something like 7 of Swords or the 10 of Wands, and those are already kind of iffy cards, you know? But with like embracing and illumination, this makes me think there's something that you're not seeing clearly. Something hasn't shown up for you. It's like you're not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It almost feels like you've been waiting around for something for a long time, and it just hasn't appeared yet. That illumination makes me think of, if I'm reading it in reverse, it makes me think of illusion. Rather than seeing the light and having that fog clear, it feels like you're still stuck in the fog, in that haze or whatever it is. And with embracing, the opposite of this would be, kind of like a apathetic, keeping something at arm's length, or feeling disconnected in some way kind of energy. I feel like this has something to do with your stability, if I'm being completely honest, because of the 4 of Wands here. And then we've got Temperance with Balance. So it's almost like something is topsy-turvy, there's an imbalance, there's something that's unstable. You could have a material loss here with the 7 of Swords. Also, Page of Cups reversed would be somebody who's like emotionally immature. Somebody who wants to play emotional games or just lacks maturity in general. And the World reversed would be something that hasn't been completed. Something isn't finished yet. Ten of Wands would be being so stressed out, it almost causes health issues. You might have too much going on. If you are losing stability, or if you've had hours cut at work, for instance, and you're just not making as much money, you may feel unstable because you're not where you want to be. You could have some sort of material loss. Something's not finished yet. There's something here where it's like an imbalance. So it's almost like you're stressed out because maybe you can't pay bills on time, or you feel like you're trying to find other work. This is just one example, by the way. It's interesting because Ten of Wands can talk about a need for balance, and we've got this. However, I'm reading it as if it was reversed. So it's almost like you can't compromise on something. Like somebody or something is not meeting you halfway. You're also incredibly impatient about this. It's like you've been patient for long enough. Like I said, it feels like as if you're waiting on something. You've been waiting a long time. It's just not happening. So you've lost patience. You may feel tied down to something as well with the World reversed. World upright can talk about like freedom and finishing a cycle, a major cycle in your life, and you're moving on to the next chapter. With it in reverse, it would be like you're stuck in the same cycle. It's like you can't get off the hamster wheel. You feel like you can't get off the hamster wheel. And you don't have the freedom to do whatever you want. You feel unsuccessful, or there's some sort of illusion here about you not receiving like a certain amount of money or a job, the hours at a job, love even. Something here, it's like off kilter. Even the Seven of Swords can talk about like a loss of personal freedom or material loss. Even something going on mentally, because it is Swords energy. It's like your peace of mind is lost. You don't have that. So there's something here where there's not that peace. Because Four of Wands can talk about peace and contentment as well. Like celebration and stuff. But in the reverse, this would be like you're not at peace in your personal life. You're not content. You don't feel like prosperity's headed your way. Maybe you're not having success with romantic encounters, going on dates. Nobody's inviting you out, because this can talk about social invitations or events. It's like you're not getting invited anywhere. It just feels very much like you are stuck. You're at some sort of standstill, and this haze, it's like it won't dissipate. And I think you're at your wit's end almost with this Ten of Wands. It's like, what do I do? How do I go on from here? Because I feel like you have been trying and trying and trying everything, and nothing's working. I am curious though. I want to pull a couple extra cards for you, because this is pretty rough. I'm going to be honest. Tell me, Spirit, is there a way out of this mess? I'm going to read it as if it's upright. We'll see. Is there a way out? Look at that. The Fool. First thing. You do have a new start coming up. Okay, that's good. There's something here about maybe you're holding yourself back, because this can talk about having fear. A lot of fear to take this leap of faith into the unknown, because you're afraid it may not work out. There's something here about needing to take action or take charge of a situation in order to turn things around. I almost feel like a lot of you already know what to do. It's just, you may be, how can I put this? You may be pumping the brakes on some things. Like, for instance, if you want to, I'm just going to use Etsy as an example. Let's say you want to start an Etsy shop, and like, you need to get the pictures taken, and you need to write the summaries, and you need to really just like sit down and do all of the nitty gritty work, the upfront work that you have to get accomplished. Let's say you have to do that, but like you keep putting it off. That's just one example. Another example would be like with the social invitations or dates and stuff. Maybe you just go into all of them thinking, oh, this isn't going to be fun, or I'm not going to meet the love of my life. It's just something here where there needs to be some sort of like a rebalancing, some sort of compromise, and finding ways to reduce stress too with this Ten of Wands here. I feel like once you start taking action and certain steps towards this freedom, that's what it boils down to, is freedom and happiness and peace and celebration. Once you start taking small steps in that direction, it's like slowly but surely everything's going to shift. And I don't feel like it's going to happen overnight, but you're already at the end with the 10 of Wands and the World technically. And you've got a new beginning ahead of you. So there is something here where that door is wanting to open for you, but it's waiting for you to actually open it and step through. So that's what I'm saying for part 1 of your reading. Let's go ahead and jump into part 2. Alright, pile number 1. For part 2 of your reading, I'm going to be pulling from the Blessed Be Oracle deck. I have not used this deck and I don't remember when. It's been probably years and I forgot I had it. And then I was looking at the question I was coming up with for the second part of the reading. I was like, okay, don't I have some sort of oracle deck? Like, which deck do I use for this? And then I saw this one and I was like, oh yeah, I remember. I forgot about that. So this is a Celtic, it's like a mystical Celtic blessing deck, okay? So for the second part of your reading, we're going to look at what treat or blessing is being delivered to you as a result of your growth. Alright, Spirit, tell me about pile number 1's treat or blessing that's being delivered to them as a result of their growth. What is pile number 1's treat or blessing? And one more, please, Spirit. And pull 2 from this deck, and then I'll get 6 more Angel Wisdom Tarot cards. Okay. Okay, so, and I'm going to end up reading probably from the Oracle book. I usually don't do that, but for this deck, I haven't used it in a long time, and I may end up just reading from there. So we got card number 41, a blessing for solace and hope. Okay. And then we've got card number 12, a blessing for a mother. Some of you could be mothers, or you're about to be. Let's get some more cards. Spirit, for pile number 1, what treat or blessing is being delivered to them as a result of their growth? What treat or blessing being delivered to pile number 1 as a result of their growth? Interesting. One more. Oh, you got an extra one. Okay, that's fine. Oh, nice. Okay. So let me just get this up. These are kind of big oracle cards. Okay. We've got Strength, Leo energy. We've got Transformation. This is the Tower, Aries, Scorpio energy. We've got the 4 of Swords. Love to see it. We've got 3 of Wands. Got this too. 4 of Pentacles. So we got 4 twice. And interestingly, did we not just talk about that in the first part of your reading? I talked about the 4 of Wands that came out in the first part. I was talking about how you may feel unstable. 4 is the number of stability. I always think about like 4 legs on a table or 4 legs on a chair, like holding it in place. Technically you don't need those, but like, you know, some futuristic artistic kind of tables and chairs probably don't need those, but 4 is the number of stability. And we saw that 4 of Wands, the 1111 card in the first part of your reading. So it's interesting, you've got 44, could be 444 coming out in this part. We've got 9 of Swords. And then we've got the 6 of Cups. Okay? That was the bonus card. So, what treat or blessing is being delivered to you as a result of your growth? You're definitely going through some sort of transformation here with the Tower. But it's interesting because it feels like with that Strength card, it's like you're more powerful than you thought possible, than you ever knew. Strength is about having compassion for others, but also compassion for yourself. Like whatever you've been through, you can pull through it. You can come out the other side. And I said something in the first part about it feels like you're looking for that light at the end of the tunnel. And I love that we have a blessing for solace and hope coming out. because that's what it made me think of. It made me think that you have been looking for something to be hopeful about. You want to feel that hope again. It feels like you've been waiting with this Three of Wands energy, waiting for your ships to come in, thinking long term. That's what the Three of Wands is about. Having a long-term vision, thinking ahead, and hoping that things would turn around for you. But the Four of Pentacles tells me you've been in a pinch with your finances. You've been trying to be frugal or keep them under control. Maybe you've been in some debt and you've got to pay that off. Maybe it's just like, again, I use the example that maybe you had hours cut or you lost a job or something like that. And you're really trying to figure out how you can use what you have financially to pay bills, or I don't know, maybe there's some other expense that came up suddenly with the tower here that you needed to pay and you didn't see it coming. It just feels like for a lot of you, you've lost that hope because time and time again, you keep getting these obstacles thrown at you. It's like, okay, when am I going to catch a break? Like, I think a lot of you are just mentally exhausted with the Four of Swords and Nine of Swords here. It's like you're expecting the worst to happen. And a lot of times, you know, like Nine of Swords can talk about when you do this, when you expect the worst will happen. It's like you're manifesting it. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay? There's something here about like going within, getting control of your mind and your emotions and your finances, and being patient as you figure out what's going to happen next. Like, what are the next steps? I talked about the Fool energy in the first part of your reading. Like, you need to take those steps and figure out how to get to that point where you can take that leap of faith with no fear. Let me see what the Oracle card guidebook has to say. So we'll take a look at a blessing for solace and hope first. It says, this is a blessing for solace, the comfort that comes in the form of good fortune, strange little moments that bring you back to the sense that the universe is a place where you are cared for, considered, and important, and that this solace brings you hope for the future, in anticipation of the fair things that life will continue to bring you. Solace is the balm and the antidote to the wounds that life can deliver. It is not personal, for being here is a great gift, and we live in times where, in many ways, we are safer than we have ever been before. But we are fed a diet of hopelessness from our cultures and media sources, until we become overwhelmed with the troubles that seem to surround us. This blessing is for you to find your way back to sweetness, for the flower and bud to release its sweetness, for you to notice the shimmer of light upon water, the sheer pleasure of movement, the ease of a mind no longer racing over problems to be solved, but soft, intelligent, allowing the calm of life to steal back in to your soul. This is the solace that keeps our hopes alive, the gift of good fortune that reawakens the candle of optimism that is within us, and the delight in the sheer whimsy of being here and being alive. It is the understanding that there may be little control, but we are no mere pawns in this life. We have our place in the world, and simply with our breathing in and out, we matter, and we are doing enough. To find solace is to find peaceful moments, small connections, and to notice the 1,000 gifts life has conferred upon us. And it is to again invoke the divinity of existence, without the fear of the future. Let hope give you lightness, draw away the pain, and open you up to the possibilities until you begin once again to relish the simple, voluptuous truth of being alive. So this is exactly what I was saying. It's like finding that hope about life again. Like if you've been feeling down and out, thinking that things aren't going to turn around for you, it's that Nine of Swords energy, right? It's like, oh, things aren't working out, so they must not ever work out for me. Or, you know, it's like, no, that's not true. They will work out for you if you change your mindset, if you take that leap of faith, if you embrace your inner child. This is exactly, you know, I was talking about when you find those little moments in life. It's like stopping to smell the roses, essentially. It's like, you know, when it's talking about for you to notice the shimmer of light upon water and the sheer pleasure of movement, the ease of a mind no longer racing over problems to be solved, but allowing the calm of life to still back into your soul. That's exactly what that Nine of Swords energy is. And that was the energy I was picking up in the first part of your reading, where it just feels like your mind's racing and you're stressed out with that Ten of Wands energy that we saw. But this is you allowing yourself to stop and smell the roses. That's that Six of Cups energy, that childlike sense of wonder and embracing your inner child again. Romanticizing how things used to be and how you hope for them to be in the long term. That's what I'm feeling for you. Pile number 1. So let's see about a blessing for a mother. Because some of you watching could be mothers, or you're hoping to be a mother, or maybe this is about mothering yourself. Maybe you need to nurture that inner child. It's interesting, we have these 2 cards coming out, right? With the mother and the child here. If you didn't receive that support system that you needed as a child, maybe now's the time to support yourself, okay? So a blessing for a mother says, a blessing for a mother so that she knows and deeply understands the sacred and challenging path she walks, and appreciates that the state and the rights of motherhood evolve just as her child will grow and change into their own true self. To birth the child within, birth the child into the world through the cauldron of the womb, and feed the babe at the breast, and yet need to learn how to let go. That is the test and quest of motherhood, and you are its initiate. For within motherhood are great paradoxes and contradictions. To be a mother is to be at once yourself and another. To be a mother is a yearning for the well-being of another, dearest in all the world, yet imperfect and growing and wild and unknowable. How is it that a mother can carry the yearning, the care, the delight, the love, the intimacy, and the purity of motherhood, the sheer hard work of it, the feeding and the cleaning of the young, and within all this is the desire to give birth again to the self who you are becoming through this great initiation? To be a mother is to be deeply your own true self, and yet selfless. To love another deeply and open up yet another room and another within your heart. To be a mother is to see the world's children and babes as your own. It is to be primal, prehistoric, and ageless. Beyond dogma and preaching, you are the creator of all, and once you were worshipped. May you be blessed with your children's well-being. May motherhood ignite in you the flame of healing for any wounds from your own childhood. May the earth mother you and bless you as you walk through the challenges of the way of the mother. May your arms be strong, but not so tight as to not know when to soften and release the tender ones from that fierce protection. May your womb quicken with healthy babes, and may their delivery into the world be as deep and initiatory as this stepping between the worlds was always meant to be. May you know your value lies beyond that of your fruitfulness, and is within the characters you've helped shape and the lessons you've taught. Forgive yourself for your imperfections, for mothering is a sacred task that we are all untaught at. We must find our way through feel, sheer instinct, and that mother's love that all desire. And when it comes to the time when you will no longer bear the young, may the young come to you and recognize all you have done, and in the warmth of their affection and gratitude, may you grow old with joy as your companion. So, friends, that's what I'm seeing for part 2 of your reading. Let's go ahead and jump into the third and final part. Alright, let's take a look at how can you best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness. Spirit, for pile number 1, how can they best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? Ooh. How many is that? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, cool. We've got the world right back at it again. Well, that's a full circle moment, isn't it? So Capricorn energy, also fixed sign energy, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. We've got the Magician, Gemini, Virgo energy. We've got the Three of Swords. We've got the Wise Counselor, the Hierophant, Taurus energy. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, Sagittarius energy, again, fixed sign energy, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got the Five of Cups, right under that Three of Swords. Interesting. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles, 2 aces. I'm telling you, there is a road. It's like a yellow brick road, isn't it? A golden road opening up for you. What do I see about how can you best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? There's definitely something here about like continue moving forward with your manifestation abilities. The wheel's going to turn in your favor. I mean, the wheel's going to turn anyway, let's be real. But if you can manipulate it with manifestation, if you can shift your mindset around like I talked about with that Nine of Swords and some of those other cards that we saw, you can actually shift things around in your favor. This is talking about a very positive change in your life. You can bring an end to that cycle, right? And you've got 2 new paths opening up for you. Could be just one. Could be like an amazing opportunity that's going to lead to some serious abundance with the Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. Could be something that you're dealing with long term with the Hierophant here. But I also feel with the Hierophant, this can talk about spirituality. It's my God card. So it's like you trusting that there is that light at the end of the tunnel. That there are some sort of answers you're looking for and that they're going to come to you about how to take the next steps and how to get out of this cycle that never ends. That karmic hamster wheel is what it feels like. Because this 3 of Swords and 5 of Cups energy is showing me that there could be a strong focus on like negative thinking. Swords energy is mental, Cups is emotional, but there needs to be some healing, some growth. Because while these 2 cards specifically can show like sadness and despair and maybe like even depression or negative thinking, they also show optimistic sides. There's a silver lining in this. The 3 of Swords can also talk about healing and having this level of personal growth that happens for you after some sort of heartbreak. The 5 of Cups, you can see 2 people are holding cups out on either side. So even though this guy is focused on the 3 broken cups here, if he would just turn around, he would see that there are other opportunities. There's, especially when it comes to love, but in this case, opportunities in general. In the traditional Rider-Waite, the 5 of Cups guy isn't even paying attention to the fact that not only are there 2 cups behind him, kind of like in the 2 of Cups, the Soulmate card, right? There's also a bridge that leads to a castle, which talks about riches and glory, you know? It's like, you want abundance? You want to end up at that castle? Cool. Which is interesting because that's what this mansion's kind of reminding me of right now. It's like the modern day castle, right? So there's something here about how best to receive these upcoming gifts. It's like, get out of this cycle of not healing, remaining unhealed in some way, focusing on the negative and things that don't work out for you, and flipping your mindset around so that they don't become self-fulfilling prophecies like we saw with that 9 of Swords, right? There's something here with the Hierophant that's making me think that it's normal for you, like in your family or your culture or something along those lines, because this can talk about traditions, that has a very strong focus on or emphasizes thinking negatively or thinking that things aren't going to work out because that's the way it's always been. It'd be similar to people who grew up without a lot of money, and they always say, you know, you heard it from your parents, oh, we don't have money for that. We never have money. Our whole family's been poor. Our lineage has always been poor. And maybe you've heard that growing up and it's kind of like ingrained into your subconscious mind now. There's something here about like overcoming things not working out with a sense of optimism and that hope that we saw in the second part of your reading, right? But there's something here about like breaking down like old belief patterns, old ways of thinking, manifesting the new, manifesting these, you know, aces you've got here, closing out that cycle. Some of you could be signing a contract with these 2 cards on top of each other, because Ace of Pentacles can talk about a contract, Hierophant can talk about something that is long term, to be around for a long time. So there's something here about signing a contract or maybe getting a new job, but both of these can talk about an exciting new opportunity. There's something here, it's like you're beginning something new. Things are going to start shifting around for you. And I think once you see these small shifts, get back to stopping and smelling the roses and getting out of the negative mindset, that's when you're going to really start paying attention to what you're saying and what you're thinking and how you're feeling. And then you'll see these shifts happening. And before you know it, you're going to close out that cycle with the World here. I think this is just saying things haven't turned out the way you envisioned. It's like you had hoped things would turn out a certain way by now, and they haven't. There's something here about it's okay to be upset about that. You know, we all get upset about things not working out the way we wanted it to. But that doesn't mean we can't shift things around in our favor. And that's the big takeaway. It's almost like a major life lesson for you. Like, you cannot close out this cycle until you understand this. That it's okay to be hurt and to have negative thoughts every now and then. But if you dwell in that negativity, in that heartbreak, and think that everyone's out to get you, or things never work out for you, or whatever it is, then you're going to be stuck in that cycle, like what we saw. So this is really about you just shifting your perspective around and, you know, making sure that the life you want to live, whatever that is long term for you, whatever it is you're envisioning, you start manifesting that. You manifest these new opportunities, this new path to abundance, right? Some of you could be purchasing a new home soon, or a vehicle. I see that with the Wheel and the Ace of Pentacles here. Could be traveling more. I feel like there's this whole nother world waiting for you on the other side of whatever this heartbreak and negative thinking is. It's that Fool card we saw in the first part of your reading. It's like you have to overcome these old belief systems, make way for the new, and take that leap of faith into the unknown. Even if that leap is just a small step forward, and it's a step every single day, and you keep showing up day after day until you actually see some sort of progress. This could be mental progress. This could be emotional progress. This could be actual, like, physical, tangible progress on something you're working on. But that is what I'm seeing for you, pile number 1, about how you can best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness. You have so much that's waiting for you. It's just around the corner, but it's going to take you shifting your perspective around, okay? It's like forgiving yourself or forgiving other people and healing. You know, you have that personal growth that's coming from all these challenges that you've faced. And once you can do that, once you can forgive them, yourself, you can say, you know what, I learned a lesson from that. Let's keep moving forward. And you start taking those steps forward, then things are going to start shifting. Changing your mindset, changing your reality, changing your life. That's basically what's going to happen. So that's what I see for you, pile number 1. Hopefully something in this reading resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Hello, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and jump right into your reading. See what messages come out for you. For this first part, I'm going to be pulling from the Sacred Destiny Oracle and the Angel Wisdom Tarot. And we're going to be taking a look at what trick energy is currently showing up in your life. This can be in the form of, like, illusions or some sort of lessons or tests that you feel like you're going through right now. Tell me, Spirit, for pile number 2, what trick energy is currently showing up in their life? What trick energy is currently showing up? Okay. And the way I'm going to read this, too, is, like, kind of the opposite of, because this is trick energy, so it would be the opposite, almost like reversals. Unless the card's already something like the 3 of Swords, or the 7 of Swords, or the 10 of Wands, or something like that. So we've got Embracing. I'm pretty sure this came out, I've been sick most of the week, so I'm overcoming that, but I filmed pile 1 earlier in the week. And I'm pretty sure pile number 1 had this card come out. Then we've got Openness. So Embracing and Openness. Okay, put that over here. So, like I told pile number 1, this makes me think with the Embracing card, it's like, instead of embracing, the opposite would be pushing someone or something away, keeping someone or something at arm's length, being avoidant, being apathetic. And of course, the opposite of openness would be closed off, right? Tell me more, Spirit, for pile number 2, what trick energy is currently showing up in their life? What trick energy is currently showing up in their life? We've got the Hierophant first up, Taurus energy, We've also got the Seven of Cups. Okay. Tell me more. What trick energy is currently showing up in pile number 2's life? Queen of Cups, Cancer energy. 3 more. 3 of Swords. After I just said 3 of Swords. What trick energy is currently showing up in pile number 2's life, Spirit? Okay. We've got the World, Capricorn energy. This also came out for pile number 1. That's also fixed sign energy. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. And then we've got the Judgment card, which is renewal in this deck. So Scorpio. So what trick energy is currently showing up in your life? Like I said in the beginning, there's something that feels like you're closed off to, you're avoiding. It's like you don't want to confront something or someone. And this could be, with the 3 of Swords here, this is making me think. The thing is with the 3 of Swords, if you're reading it, like, if I read it in reverse, it'd be a good thing. But if it's coming out like this, because I'm already talking about the trick side and the bad side of cards, I guess. They're not technically bad, but they're not as great upright and for some of these cards. 3 of Swords, though, is talking about like heartbreak and grief and being unable to heal in a situation. If I read the World reversed, it would be you cannot seem to close out some sort of cycle or chapter in your life. Like there's no sense of success or accomplishment. You just feel kind of stuck and stagnant in a lot of areas. And then talking about like these other cards, the Hierophant would be, if it was reversed, it would be a bit of a rebel. It would be somebody who avoids like customs, traditions, long-term, not just success, but like ventures. So this could be like having issues in the short term, being a rebel, unable to commit to something, maybe even giving up, because this is my God card, maybe even giving up like on spirituality almost in a sense, or religion. And this is going to be different for everyone, obviously. But when I read it in reverse, it almost feels like, you know what? My prayers haven't been answered. My manifestations haven't come true. It's almost like a depressing, hopeless kind of energy, almost. Very similar to pile number 1, actually. It's interesting. There's some similar cards, so you might want to take a look at pile number 1. You don't have to, but it's like feeling like you have all these wonderful ideas, feeling like you want to pursue them, you may not know where to start, or every time you do start pursuing ideas, they get blocked or they're unsuccessful. It feels like, especially with Judgment in the World, almost as if you are unable to move in a new direction. Like you have no clarity on what you're meant to be doing in life or which direction you're meant to be going in. Again, something about being closed off and blocked. You could have closed off your emotions as well. If I'm reading this Queen of Cups in reverse, this is someone who no longer trusts their intuition, who doesn't follow their heart, who's very, again, apathetic. We talked about that with the Embracing card. Yeah, it just feels like a disconnect. It feels very detached with this energy. So as far as like, are these illusions, are these lessons or tests? I feel like these are lessons that you're having to go through, because of the World here is talking about, you know, a cycle needs to come to an end. You need to close a chapter out and start a new one. But if I'm reading it like in reverse, it's like you're unable to do that. And there's something here with Judgment and 7 of Cups. It's like you're unable to get clarity. It's like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to break through that fog. So that feels a bit like an illusion as well. And I think the test will come in with how you handle this journey, this path that you're on, whatever these ideas are, in the coming months is what I'm hearing. It's like, how badly do you want this? Whatever this is, it's going to be different for everyone. How badly do you want to close out this cycle and move to a new one? How badly do you want your freedom? How badly do you want to see these ideas be successful? It's all about moving forward, but it's hard to have that forward momentum if you feel like you're trapped wherever you're at. And 2, with the Queen of Cups and Judgment, this can talk about, you know, like I said, typically upright, they're like following your heart and knowing what to do because you're trusting your intuition. But in the reverse, in the negative aspect of this, to be like, you don't know what to do. You have no freaking idea which direction to go in, which path to take, which idea to take from your imagination and ground it in reality. And I think that's left you a bit heartbroken. I think you're feeling stuck because 3 of Swords, in the reverse, typically it can talk about like personal growth, but since we're reading the negative aspect, there is no personal growth from this. It's like just staying disheartened because you feel like you can't heal properly and nothing's working out for you. So it does feel like there's some sort of lesson here, but it's also a bit of an illusion with the 7 of Cups. That is illusion energy. And a bit of a test. Like, how badly do you want to shift things around in your favor? I want to see what the treat is. So let's go on to part 2 of your reading and find out. Alright, pile 2. For part 2 of your reading, I'm going to be pulling from the Blessed Bee. It's a mystical Celtic blessing oracle deck. Because we're going to be taking a look at what treat or blessing is being delivered to you as a result of your growth. Because I do feel like, the first part of your reading, there is the option to grow. We saw that. You have all these amazing ideas. You have an idea of what you want to do. You just feel like you can't get anywhere or you're being blocked. So there is a way out. There is a way to end that chapter and that cycle. But I want to see if this will come out in this part of the reading. So, Spirit, for pile number 2, what treat or blessing is being delivered to them as a result of their growth? I think, for the most part, for everybody, growth happens when, you learn these lessons and you don't repeat them, number 1. Number 2, when you keep on keeping on, like you put one foot in front of the other, don't give up. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, okay. And you keep going day after day. And that's what most people do every single day, one step at a time. If you've got multiple projects you're working on or whatever it is, whatever's going on in your life, you take small steps towards every little thing. And eventually becomes, something productive and something that makes you feel like you've accomplished whatever it is. Whether that's you taking small steps in the dating scene to find the love of your life, whether it's you taking small steps to start a new business and you're working that on the side of a regular 9-to-5, you want to make more money. Something, it's going to be different for everybody. But it's something like that where you're just taking these little steps. Maybe it's a creative project you want to start. Maybe you want to learn some new hobbies. Maybe you want to travel more. I don't know. It's going to be different for everyone. But yeah, that's what it feels like. It just feels like one foot in front of the other, day in, day out. First up, we've got card number 23, a blessing of protection. Okay. And then we've got card number 45, a blessing to shield and safeguard you. Okay, so you're heavily protected. That looks like the Morrigan. You're heavily protected, and let's see what else comes out. I'm going to pull these tarot cards. Spirit, what treat or blessing is being delivered to pile number 2 as a result of their growth? So we got 2. Wow, okay. First up, 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you have had some financial issues. Some of you could have struggled paying bills. Maybe you lost a job. You needed assistance in some way. I'm thinking like food banks or like food stamps. There's something here about trying to find another job, or even if you have a main job, maybe trying to find a job on the side to support and supplement your main income. That's for some of you. We've got Queen of Wands, Aries energy. We've got Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Tell me more, Spirit. What treat or blessing is being delivered to pile number 2 as a result of their growth. High Priestess just tried to come out. We've got Strength, Leo energy, heavy fire energy. Wow. Okay. What treat or blessing? We've got 6 of Cups. What treat or blessing is being delivered to pile 2 as a result of their growth? What treat or blessing is being delivered? Pile number 2. Nice. Wow. We got 6 of Wands. Victory and success. Pile number 2. Heavy victory and success. I'm trying to scoot some of these over. I feel like if you're going from 5 of Pentacles to the 6 of Wands, this is definitely a massive glow up in some way. Especially when it comes to your finances. But it can also be just you having a chapter in your life, which we saw in the first part of your reading, where you're down and out on your luck, and that is turning around. You're having some sort of victory and success because you made wise choices that have impacted the path that you're on. It's shifted everything for you. That's what the 6 of Wands is about. There's something here about receiving that promotion, getting that scholarship, winning an award, getting that job, being successful with a creative project or idea. I don't know, going viral for something, being an influencer, being famous, well known for something in your career field. That's also here. Because especially with Queen of Wands and 6 of Wands, it's like you had to learn what your true power really is. Like how far you're willing to go to make something happen. Will you easily give up? Are you going to stay stuck in that 5 of Pentacles energy? I'm going to guess the majority of you are saying no. Because with the Strength card here, this is making me think that you're learning about how to be assertive. Strength and Queen of Wands, really. It's like she doesn't take BS off of anybody. She has no problem stepping forward and, you know, chasing after her dreams. She believes in herself. She doesn't underestimate her abilities. She has that inner power and strength. And I feel like that's what you're learning how to do. It's interesting, we've got the protection and a blessing to shield and safeguard you. So there's something here where maybe you're scared to step out into the spotlight. Maybe you're scared to speak your mind. Maybe you are afraid to nurture your inner child or that creative project or idea. Maybe you're afraid that you won't be worthy of that scholarship or that promotion or that job or that award. There's something here about learning to step into your power. That's the treat here. That's the blessing. Because once you put one foot in front of the other and you keep doing this day after day, eventually it's going to pay off. It gives me like 7 of Pentacles energy, even though that's not out here, but that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm seeing in my mind. It's like suddenly you have all these exciting new opportunities on your doorstep. You're having fun. It's like you're romanticizing life almost. Definitely main character energy. That's for sure. But Queen of Wands and 6 of Wands is, I mean, as well as Strength. This is like, don't underestimate your ability to make your dreams come true. You were so powerful and you don't even realize it. So I see you being enthusiastic, being more optimistic. I mean, going from like the 5 of Pentacles to like the Page of Wands, for instance. It's like you are incredibly happy in the near future. You're excited. You're optimistic, like I said. More creative, more independent, talented. Be another one. Also, I'm noticing we've got the 2 6s here. So the number 6, the month of June, 666. Not to be, I'm not like, I'm not hailing Satan or anything like that. 6 is the number of the lovers. So 6 is about peace and harmony. So that could be like 66 could be a number in someone's phone number and someone's age. I don't know, but there's something here. 666, 666 could be significant. Or the month of June. So overall, I'm seeing you're heavily, divinely protected. You are going from this lack energy to stepping into abundance and power and realizing how powerful you truly are, and you know, you're recognizing your worth. That's what you're doing. I'm going to read to you from the Oracle Guidebook. We'll start with the Blessing of Protection. So it's a blessing to shield and safeguard you against harsh circumstances, people, and weather. May the blessing of an ancient sword be yours, held high and shining, subduing all who may, through intent or simple destructive force, do you harm. May a great shield be held above you, so that when arrows rain down on you, they may glance off, leaving you untouched, unharmed, but with the great, glad, fierce joy of life given again to you. May the protection of the land beneath you be yours, so your feet are firm on the good earth, and all good food rises and finds its way to your table again and again. May your home, your creatures, your children, and all who dwell within your walls be sheltered and encircled with a ring of bright flame by the goddess, and let nothing that could harm you pass. And if you leave your home, let the path you walk be starred with blessings, so that each touch of the earth upon your feet is gentle and safe and certain. May the rowan tree grow strong above you, and beneath her branches may there be protection, and with those gentle leaves come the blessings of kindness, tolerance, acceptance, and the embrace of nature and her medicine within you. May the cloak of the goddess be about you, keeping you warm and safe, shielded and sheltered, hidden from those who would do you harm, comforted and encouraged to keep going. For beneath her shield, with her sword held high, within that circle of blue flame, and with her blessing upon your path, you are protected and blessed, and from this you must know how precious and beloved you are to her. Whew, okay. So that's the blessing of protection. Let's go to the next one. I have not pulled from this deck in so long. I had completely forgotten about it, and I saw it with my stash, and I was like, oh, this would be perfect. Okay, so a blessing to shield and safeguard you. A traditional protective blessing from the Carmina Gaelic, I hope I'm saying that correctly, a collection of traditional Celtic blessings to entwine the forces of the ancient guardians with the needs of your day, bringing back to life the sacred ways so that your day returns to magic and takes on the shape of the divine. Shield and safeguard us, valiant Nuada of the white sword, who subdued the Furbolg of blood. For love of the tribe, for pains of Danu's children, hold thy shield over us, protect us all. Danu beloved, mother of the shining ones, shield, O shield us, lady of nobleness, and Bridget the beauteous, shepherdess of the flocks, safeguard thou our animals, encircle us together, and Ellen, beneficent, benign, governess of the trackways of power, invoke the star of power upon the path. Guide well thou ourselves, shield our procession, O mother, O maiden, O crone of wisdom, be with us day and night, on the Macaire plain or on the mountain ridge, be with us in her cloak around us. So that's what I have for part 2 of your reading. Let's go ahead and jump into part 3. All right, let's see. Spirit, how can pile number 2 best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? We talked a little bit about that too, with the, taking the steps necessary that you need to take. But let's see what else comes out. How can pile number 2 best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? Okay. We've got the Page of Swords. So that is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. We've got the Two of Swords. Yeah, there's that feeling I was getting, that energy about, I'm not sure which path to take. And we've got the World again. This is exactly what happened to pile number 1. Capricorn energy, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius energy as well. How can pile number 2 best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? And Magician, Gemini, Virgo. Okay. How can pile number 2 best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? High Priestess. And that had just tried coming out. So that is Cancer, Pisces energy. How can pile number 2 best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? 6 of Cups again. Okay. How can pile number 2 best receive these upcoming? Okay. We've got the Star, Aquarius energy. Wow. Right underneath that World. And 9 of Cups. Rider of the Magician. Holy moly. Okay. Alright, so how can you best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? I think it's all about you being more decisive. Two of Swords is like, I can't figure out which way or which direction I want to go. And not making a decision. It's like standing back and trying to assess. But this can be about following your own heart. We talked about that with the Queen of Cups. And even Judgment card in the first part of your reading. Needing to follow your own heart. Don't make any decisions for others. Only make them for yourself. And what's going to make you happy. That's not selfish. This is your path to walk on. This could be, too, you overanalyzing a situation. I am seeing that. But I feel like there's a challenge here with the Page of Swords. This is very mental, this kind of energy. And the High Priestess throwing that in, too, because she doesn't take action until she knows she's going to actually have some sort of plan in place. Like, until she can trust her intuition and she can receive some sort of like wisdom about, or knowledge about what steps she needs to take next, she doesn't make a move. So I feel like there's something here about like an intellectual challenge that's going to happen. And really, for a lot of people, this can be as simple as just making up your mind, especially with the Two of Swords here. It could be just pick a path. I think sometimes people get so afraid to choose the wrong path and end up wasting their time that they don't choose a path at all. They don't want to make any changes because they're afraid that they made the wrong choice and it's going to lead them on some sort of detour, and that detour is going to waste their time, and they could have been on this other path the whole time. But I don't think in a lot of ways there are wrong decisions. Obviously there are, but I mean, when you're making a huge life choice, like, should I go with this job or should I go with that job? You know what I mean? Those kinds of decisions. I don't mean like getting in trouble with the law or something like that. That's not what I mean. I just mean when you're having to choose between like two people that you want to be with, or two jobs that have offered you employment. That can be difficult, because what if you end up with the wrong person? What if you end up at the wrong job or on the wrong career path? You know what I mean? And then you start going down this road of, I could be messing my whole life up right now. I don't know if this is right or not. And that's where like trusting your intuition and following your heart really comes in. But this is going to be some sort of intellectual challenge for sure. I think Spirit really wants you to embrace your inner child with the Six of Cups here. It's like, is there something from your childhood that made you happy that you can turn into a career now? Or is there someone from the past that could help you out? Can you romanticize your life and what it is you want it to be, or how you want it to look? And this is talking about the past with the Six of Cups, but it can also be about revising like old dreams or plans, feeling nostalgic about those dreams or plans, or the ideas that you had envisioned for yourself, which we saw in the first part of your reading, right? Like that Seven of Cups energy. So it's like you revisiting something that once made you happy, or an idea. It could just be one idea, maybe several ideas, but whatever it is, it's like you gotta pick and choose. You are going to be successful though. The World and the Star, this could actually be worldwide success coming in for you. The Star is talking about seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, receiving a wish fulfillment. And so is the Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. Both cards. It's like you never gave up. You had this faith, this hope that whatever this endeavor is that you're about to embark on, whether it's love, it's career, it's financial, it's travel related, I don't know. But there's something here where you are ready and willing to accept this growth and these opportunities because you know it's going to get you somewhere. You know there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that you're going to get that wish fulfillment. Magician, Nine of Cups, and Star, this is all your like wishes coming true. Like you manifested this. It's coming in. World's talking about success and finally closing that chapter out that you're tired of being stuck in, right? But it's going to take you making that choice, whatever that decision is, and really like buckling down and saying, no, I've got to follow through with this. So the best way to receive upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness, it's funny, we had the openness card in the first part of your reading, didn't we? Is to be open to receiving any new knowledge or ideas that's going to help you out with this decision-making process. I do see that. But whatever you're wanting to be success, Magician and World here, I mean, even Star and Nine of Cups, all of these cards are saying it's going to be a success. It's going to work out. But you have to stick with it. You have to be open to receiving any abundance or success. And the way to do that is to reframe your mind. Don't be stuck in that mindset of, I'm not sure if I want this or not. Be decisive and don't hesitate to go after what it is you want. When you put it out there in the universe that your focus and attention is on this one thing that you really want, that's exactly what's going to be reflected back to you, because reality is a mirror. So this works for good stuff and bad stuff, okay? But if you're focusing on the bad, you can't make a decision, it's just going to look like any path you want to take is going to get farther and farther away from you. Like, it's becoming out of reach. But if you decide, no, I think I'm going to choose a path. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to manifest this this chapter closing out. This cycle is ending. I'll have the freedom to do whatever I want. Lots of good fortune, right? And the end of challenging times in my life. No more Five of Pentacles energy. When you start focusing on that, then that's what's coming in. So as far as like how to receive and be open to receiving these gifts, that's what it takes. It takes you saying, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to receive. I'm ready for any spiritual downloads that are going to guide me in the direction that I need to be going in. With that High Priestess energy. So I can make the right decision to move myself forward on this path. This is really about you believing in yourself. Because if you believe it, then you can do it. That's the Magician in a nutshell. But there's also something here about having faith. Having faith that everything's going to work out. No matter how bad it seems at the moment. Okay? This means that your dreams are coming true. They're becoming a part of your reality. It may take a while for things to shift around. That happens. But it's about to be a magical time in your life. Is what I'm saying. No more challenging times. Lots of good fortune. Dreams becoming a reality, and you being much happier. So that's what I see for you, pile number 2. Hopefully something in this reading resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Hello, pile number 3. Let's go ahead and jump right into your reading and see what messages come out for you. I'm going to be pulling from the Sacred Destiny Oracle as well as the Angel Wisdom Tarot for the first part of this reading. So we're going to be taking a look at what trick energy is currently showing up in your life, whether that's illusions, lessons, or even tests. So, Spirit for pile number 3, what trick energy is currently showing up in their life? Okay. And the way I'm going to be reading these is kind of like in the negative, in the reverse, even though they're upright. But even if, let's say we get something like the Three of Swords, I'm going to go ahead and read that in the negative. You know, like Three of Swords reversed would be like, you're healing, you've overcome heartbreak. I would still be reading Three of Swords in the negative. That's just the way I'm going to be reading this because it's trick energy. And then the second part, we'll get to like the treat part, the blessings. So, we've got power. That's the first one out. And I'll adjust this in just a little bit. I'll adjust all the cards in a minute. And then we've got opportunity. Okay. So, do you feel powerless right now, pile number 3? Is that how you've been feeling? Do you feel like you've been missing out on opportunities? Like other people are receiving amazing opportunities. Could be job opportunities. Could be any opportunities. Promotions. Anything. Love. And you feel like it's just passing you by. That all these opportunities are going to other people. Or you feel disempowered in some way. You almost feel like they have more power or control over their life and you don't. Tell me more, Spirit, for pile number 3. What trick energy is currently showing up in their life? Oh, man. We've got the Emperor, Aries energy. There's that power. Page of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Yeah, there's something here about feeling like you're not in control. The way I'm reading that Emperor, Seven of Swords. You feel helpless in some way, or that you've lost like personal freedom or like your peace of mind. Tell me more, Spirit. What trick energy is currently showing up? Speaking about the mind, look at the High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces energy. Two more, please, Spirit. What trick energy is currently showing up for pile number 3? Okay. Oh, right under that Page of Cups, the Lovers, Gemini energy. Okay. And the Chariot just tried to come out. So yeah, feeling stuck, stagnant, feeling like, yeah, Hangman, awakening in this deck, Pisces energy. Feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, feeling like you're just not getting anywhere. Again, missing opportunities, feeling like you're not in control. And this could be love. Because, you know, I said that it could be love earlier, and we got the Lovers coming out. Maybe you're also, because we have the Seven of Swords here with the Lovers and the Page of Cups, there's something here about maybe in your love life you're tired of being cheated on, lied to, betrayed in some way. You're tired of meeting sketchy people. It's like you're constantly having to be cautious. It's like you feel as if you don't have any power or control over what's happening. You know, if you're looking for love, let's put it that way. Not everybody is, that's fine. But if you're looking for love, it feels like you're kind of powerless in a situation. Like you're trying to be honest with yourself, but you're expecting people to be honest with you, and they haven't been at all. You might have also experienced like moody people. I'm getting that with the Page of Cups here. Page of Cups, pages are messengers. So Page of Cups can be like, typically, it's people messaging you, like think flirty text messages or DMs. If I'm reading this negatively though, I'm seeing it as they could have started out that way. Like it started out great in the beginning, and then they just got sketchier with the Seven of Swords here. And Lovers reverse would be like something that's superficial. It's surface level. It's not that deep. Whereas upright it would be. But since this is the negative aspect, it just feels like maybe somebody didn't choose you, because the Lovers can talk about making a choice. Again, maybe you felt like you're getting bypassed when it comes to opportunities in love, in career, in finances, and every other aspect of your life. That's what it strongly reeks of about number 3. So there's something here about, again, maybe something started out great for you, or maybe this has been like your whole dating experience or your relationship experience. It starts out great, and then as time goes on, you get cheated on, you get lied to, you get betrayed, someone chooses another person over you. I don't know, there's something here about when it comes to romance or relationships, any sort of like romantic connections, you might be the type of person who pours your heart out and you're vulnerable, and you kind of expect that from other people. But I think with this energy here, it's almost as if you're realizing that you need to be more cautious and more aware of others' actions. Because not everybody acts with integrity, right? And with the Hangman here, this is like you've got to see something from a different perspective, okay? And maybe you're not seeing things clearly from that perspective. Like, typically in the upright, this is talking about there needs to be some sort of decision made. It's like a temporary pause or being stuck in limbo, but there needs to be a decision that's made once you see things more clearly, once you see things in a whole new light, okay? If I read this in the negative, though, it's like there's no decision making. There's no choice being made. You're not choosing the path. I love this card because it's got the fork in the road, right? It's like you're not choosing a path, or somebody's not choosing a path forward with you. So there's something about being more honest with yourself and trying to trust your intuition about other people's actions with the High Priestess here. Maybe you're not trusting your intuition. Reading it in the negative again. You're not trusting your intuition. You're not allowing those spiritual downloads to come in and say, hey, yo, this person's a red flag. Let them go. Because what happens is if you ignore your intuition, and this person acts more and more out of character, I'm going to say. They could have been wearing a mask, you know. And this could be for anybody. I'm just using one person as an example. But let's say you're dating someone and things start out great, and then they start ignoring your text or your calls. They don't ask you out anymore. You know, they start acting sketchy. You could feel like you're powerless. Like you're losing that power or control in this situation. You might even, for some of you, if I was reading the Emperor in the negative, this can be someone who's very controlling, or who can have a, not desperate energy, but yeah, it's something close to that. Because when the Emperor's like in the reverse, when it's in the negative, it talks about somebody who feels like they're losing control, losing that power, right? Like opportunities are slipping through their fingers. They don't have control over a situation or their life in general. They don't feel successful. The trick is you've been going through a lot, especially in your love life. But even if you're not dealing with love, this could be just people that you're dealing with in general, or situations where they start out great and then you get like 6, 7, 8 months in, and it feels like somebody or the employer you work for kind of flips the script. And you realize, I don't think I made the right choice. There's something you're not seeing clearly, though. You do have the power. I will say that. Even though you're feeling powerless right now, or feeling like opportunities are passing you by, you always have the power. All you have to do is change your mindset about a situation and watch your reality shift around you. It's all about making the right choices and traversing down the right path, really. So I think you're the type of person, pile number 3, where you get screwed over again and again. You could wear your heart on your sleeve. You could be, like I said, vulnerable, open-hearted, emotional. And then people mistake your kindness for weakness, and they use you, and then they kind of discard you. I'm getting that a lot of you could get ghosted the majority of the time, or people make up the craziest excuses to run away. There's just something here. You just feel like you're in the dark with something in your life, or several aspects and areas of your life. So that's what I'm seeing for the trick energy part of your reading. As far as like illusions, lessons, tests, it feels like the illusion is make sure that you're not jumping headfirst into these romantic situations, or any situation at all, where you become overly emotional and too attached to people, places, or things, so that you don't lose that sense of power and control and structure in your life. There's something here about trusting your intuition more, so you can see people more clearly, so they don't pull the wool over your eyes. So there are lessons and tests with this. It's like, how many times will you allow people to treat you the same way before you put your foot down and set healthy boundaries and say no more? I've learned from the past, and now I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to close out this cycle. I'm ready for the personal growth, and I'm ready to move forward with people, places, and things that serve my highest good. So let's move on to part 2, pile number 3. Alright, pile number 3, I'm going to be pulling from the Blessed Bee Oracle deck. I totally forgot I had this deck, and I was going through my Oracle decks, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, it's been years, I think, since I've used this deck. But for part 2 of your reading, we're going to be taking a look at what treat or blessing is being delivered to you as a result of your growth. And this is the Blessed Bee. It's a mystical Celtic blessing Oracle deck. So, Spirit, for pile number 3, what treat or blessing is being delivered to them as a result of their growth? Okay, that was quick. Okay, so the first one is card number 21, a blessing to bring prosperity. Nice. And the other one is card number 27, a blessing on a resolution. Interesting. Okay. For some reason, because she's wearing this armor, as soon as I saw that, I heard it's something you've been fighting for. So you're going to have a resolution on something you've been fighting for. That's what I'm seeing. Let me push this up just a little bit. Okay. Spirit, for pile number 3, what treat or blessing is being delivered to them as a result of their growth? What treat or blessing is being delivered to pile number 3 as a result of their growth? We've got 10 of Swords. Okay. There's that resolution, I guess. The ending of something. King of Wands, Leo energy. Okay. Let's get a few more. What treat or blessing is being delivered to pile number 3 as a result of their growth? We've got the 8 of Swords. Okay. We've got the High Priestess again, Cancer Pisces energy. We've got the Ace of Swords. Lots of mental energy going on. Okay. One more. What treat or blessing is being delivered to pile number 3 as a result of their growth, Spirit? What treat or blessing is... Oh my gosh. We got the 5 of Swords. This is actually a good thing. I'm so glad this came out because I was just talking about this in the first part of your reading. We had that 7 of Swords come out. And I said, part of your lessons or your tests have to do with dealing with people who lack integrity. And that's exactly what the 5 of Swords is about. People who lack integrity. People who try to get ahead in life. Who use other people. With the 8 of Swords right above it, this tells me that these are types of people who can really play mind games with you. They can play tricks with you, but the 8 of Swords also talks about all of this being an illusion. It's the illusion of being entrapped in a situation, okay? And it's just like a lack of self-confidence that's making you feel bad. So all it takes is for you to realize that you're not actually stuck, that these people actually don't have power over you. Again, we go back to the Power card in the beginning of your reading. You shouldn't be feeling helpless because Spirit is saying, guess what? You hold all the power. You always have. Don't be afraid to take action. Take responsibility for your life. Get out of your own way is basically what the 8 of Swords is about. And because the 5 of Swords is coming out here, it's like, these are people, like I said, who lack integrity, who want to play games. You can actually see they're playing like a card game. This guy's probably cheating. He won. But these are people who have questionable motives. And once you get out of your head and stop allowing them to have power and control over you, that's when things really start shifting around. That's when you can see right through the illusion. They no longer can pull that wool over your eyes, and you can move forward. With the Ace of Swords here, this is making me think like you are cutting right through that BS. It's interesting because we do have that one sword here that's free from the others on the 8 of Swords. So Ace of Swords can talk about clarity and having a breakthrough and overcoming obstacles that have been in your way. It's like, I always think of like clearing a path. And for some reason I'm seeing Sleeping Beauty. You know when the prince has to go through like all the thorns, and he has to use a sword to cut a path, try to get to Aurora. That's what I'm seeing in my mind. Like he has to cut through all those thorns, and it feels like that's what your path has been similar to. And you feel like these thorns, it's like a thorn in your side, but there are all these obstacles that you keep having to clear. You're going to get clarity and breakthrough on this, okay? You're going to be able to overcome these thorns in your path and chop them down and get them out of the way. Just shove them off to the side. And I'm seeing as you do that, these bushes or like whatever these thorn plants are. I'm just seeing thorn bushes, but like these thorny plants, they are starting to die out as soon as you chop them up. What I'm seeing for this, symbolically speaking, is that you are able to get rid of everything that's been blocking you. Whether that's mental energy, whether that's other people trying to use you and screw with your mind, or it's something else entirely. You just feeling like helpless, powerless, like your life is spinning out of control. All of this is you taking charge again. You getting that power back. You getting your intuition back. So these two cards, King of Wands and High Priestess, this is you stepping up to the plate, like, so to speak. It's you taking charge of your life, because the King of Wands is someone who's in a leadership role. Someone who sees the big picture and who isn't afraid to go after his vision, whatever that is. So For a lot of you, you're stepping into the spotlight in some way. Even if that's just at your work, even if it's you starting a business, even if you're putting yourself back out there on the dating scene, I don't know, but there's something here where you are stepping it up. You're ready to start fresh. You're ready to be empowered again. And I see that happening for you. Ten of Swords, that's a complete ending. Like something is dead, done, over with for you. This could bring you relief. This could bring you sadness. This could bring you a combination of both, okay? But it's going to feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders with whatever it is you're cutting out. I keep saying, whatever those thorns are in your life, you're cutting out. Ten of Swords is saying, get rid of them. It's going to be a weight off your shoulders. You're going to feel so relieved. You may be sad about this, maybe like a bittersweet ending, you know? But you're going to be free. What I love about this Ten of Swords is they've got their bags packed. They're not looking back. They're headed in a new direction, and they're leaving whatever this is behind that no longer serves them. Now, let me go ahead and see what the book has to say about a blessing on your prosperity, because who doesn't love that, right? A blessing for you so that you will always have enough to support you and see you thrive. Dearest friend, may there be more than what it is you need, yet always let you be appreciative of all the gifts you have been given. May the natural prosperity and gifts of each season be yours, the fullness and wide open arms of summer and its rich harvest. May the falling of leaves of autumn bring you the urge to let go and bring in and do what must be done. Let the depths of the winter bring you to the richness of the inner light and life, the cold reminding you of the great golden heart at the center of you, and allow the spring to bring you to the green shoot pushing through new beginnings. May there be plenty for adventures beyond your home and hearth. Let there be sufficient so that there is always wood in your fire, food in the pot, and light shining down upon you. May the flow of abundance that nature reveals within all of her faces be yours. And whenever there is need, know it will be met again and again with the blessings of the universe, for they will flow to you, and you may gather them up in your arms and create more and more of whatever it is you need, whatever it is your soul calls out for. You will be able to create a home, you will be able to nourish yourself and those you love, and you will no longer struggle or attempt to force. Instead, you will enter the stream of plenty that flows all about you and is now yours. Let prosperity, real and true, be yours. And may there be gratitude and charity and generosity from you to meet the bounty of the world that now flows to you. Blessings of prosperity to you, friend. Let bounty be shared and its ways taught so that all may know the simple secrets of growing enough for all that is needed. So, you got prosperity headed your way. There's something closing out with this cycle here, and it's going to bring you in, it's going to usher in a new chapter for you, okay? And this new chapter is going to be you stepping up to the plate, like I said, stepping into that leadership role in the spotlight, holding your vision, and there's going to be this resolution. You're going to bring in prosperity once you cut away anything that's not serving you. So, a blessing on a resolution here. A blessing to bring respectful resolution to a troubling condition, situation, or set of circumstances. It is a sad truth of the nature of humans that instead of cooperating, we sometimes compete. There's that Five of Swords energy, oh my god. Believing that unless we can have as much as possible, we may walk away from a dispute or negotiation with less than we feel we deserve. In this circumstance, sometimes the unfortunate aspects of humanity are most highlighted. Our greed, our inability to come together and truthfully speak of our needs. And there can be manipulation. Within these circumstances, let us bring a blessing and ask for a higher power's will to take the circumstance and change it for the better. May there be a blessing on all concerned within this troubling time. This conundrum that has kept you awake and had you fearful. May all those involved see the beauty in a swift and easy solution, which presents itself simply and in perfect timing. May the quarrels and the disputes become history and be learned from so that errors of judgment are never repeated. May all involved become their best self, devoted to finding a way through the puzzle pieces of peaceful resolution of a grievance. May any ill feeling be softly replaced with quiet optimism, and a willingness to be open, honest, and understanding of all parties' true needs. May there be no more trickery, no more hiding, no more falsehoods, No more rancor and no more fear. Let all those involved come to a respectful meeting and truthfully find a fruitful way to restore dignity to all. May your particular needs be more than met. May your expectations be unclouded, and may greed fall away from any who have sought to take advantage of these troubles. May none profit from the separations that have taken place, but may what is decided to be fair and just and recognize all that you have contributed so far. May there be a blessing on every conversation, on every meeting, and finally, when you walk from the table and all is divided and terms are agreed upon, may all brooding subterranean resentments be rooted out and purified, never to rise again. Let you be satisfied and make the most of this resolution and go forward, freed from any burdens and uplifted and supported by what you have rightfully and honorably gained. Wow. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing for the treat or blessing that's being delivered. You're getting rid of all this crap in your life. There's a lot of like clutter and things that are weighing you down or holding you back. And I see you releasing those things so you can allow yourself to step into your power again, to step into a leadership role, even if it's just feeling like you're taking the lead in your life once more, like you're back in control. You've got the reins in hand. And then it's going to lead to prosperity. But there's going to be a lot of rooting out any people who are causing you issues. And I feel like you're kind of surrounded by a lot of those people, if I'm being honest. Pile number 3. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the third and final part of your reading. Alright, pile number 3. So for the third and final part of your reading, we're going to take a look at how can you best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness. Spirit, how can pile number 3 best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? We've got the 9 of Wands, okay? The Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. Nice, we've got Judgment, Scorpio energy. Let me scoot these down a bit. Okay. Tell me more, Spirit. How can pile number 3 best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? How can pile number 3 best receive? We've got Justice, Libra energy. How can pile number 3 best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? Nice. Okay. We've got 2 of Cups. We've got 4 of Cups. We've got the Hierophant, Taurus energy. And then we've got the 10 of Cups. So you are going to get that happily ever after, pile number 3. The one you've been waiting for. Okay, so how can you best receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude and openness? There's something here about continuing forward, even though you feel like the path is too difficult. You know, I talked about this in the second part of your reading, where it feels like there's all these thorn bushes or thorns in your side, essentially obstacles that are standing between you and the 10 of Cups. And 9 of Wands with the 4 of Cups is telling me that you're frustrated, you're tired, you almost feel like you're tired of fighting. It's almost like your daily life is just a routine. Same thing day in and day out. And you're discontent, you're bored, you're tired of it. The good news is it won't always be that way. So the way to be open to receive these upcoming gifts with gratitude is to get clarity on your situation. And to be able to look at things objectively with the Judgment and Justice here. This is like taking a step back and saying, okay, what do I need to change? What do I need to shift around in my life? What is it I'm trying to accomplish? Kind of like that King of Wands we saw in the second part of your reading, like holding the vision, stepping up into that leadership role, grabbing life by the reins, showing it who's boss, and saying, what do I truly want? What's going to make me happy? Is it love? Is it money? Is it my 10 of Cups where I get everything? I think it's all of the above for you, pile number 3. You've got a lot of spiritual energy. And we had the High Priestess twice, and now we've got the Hierophant, which is my God card. So there's something here about almost being unified with the divine, God, source, spirituality, whatever it is for you, and asking for help. Because when you ask, the answers come. You're going to get a response, but you need to be open to receiving it. Four of Cups says that you may not be paying attention to the signs. Maybe you've already asked for help. Maybe you prayed for help. Maybe you tried to manifest. But it's almost like you're focused on like what's not working out or what hasn't worked out. You're distracted. This is like a wake-up card. And Judgment can be a wake-up card too. It's like having a wake-up call so you can get clarity and so you can head in a new direction. So don't be afraid to ask for help from the divine, source, God, whatever you believe in. Wait for it. Listen for any answers. Look for the signs or synchronicities. Try to see all sides of a situation with that justice energy, okay? But you're going to get that clarity with Judgment here. This is about like knowing in your heart what to do. Like it's time to move in a new direction. And really it's all about just being more open to receiving any spiritual downloads, any nuggets of wisdom about which direction to go in, about how to balance things out in your life again. Love, money, your career, or anything else. Just everything, really. With this Ten of Cups, is telling me like a happily ever after, whatever that looks like for you. If you want kids, you got them. If you want pets, you got it. That house, got it. Your partner, whether you're married or not, got it. I definitely see marriage here with Justice and the Ten of Cups and the Two of Cups, though. That is a strong possibility for a lot of you. But really it feels like there's a strong want and need for stability with the Queen of Pentacles. It's like a love of family and home, which we're seeing here as well. So this is really about you just opening up pile number 3 and saying, this is what I want. You know, if you need to make a list and script this with manifestation, you can do that. But it's really about you sitting down and saying, this is what I want. And envisioning that life for yourself, or telling yourself that you're getting that life no matter what. You know, we saw that Eight of Swords energy in your reading earlier. It's all about you getting out of your own way, realizing that you're not actually stuck like you think you are, and changing your life around. I know it's frustrating. A lot of you have been waiting a long time for this to happen, but really this comes down to you and the choices you make. And we're all on different paths, different timelines, so nobody can make that decision for you. You have to make that yourself. So does that consist of you sitting down and writing out goals and figuring out how to reach those goals? Does it consist of you saying, okay, well, I need to make more money, or I'd like to make more money, and then you start manifesting a promotion, or starting a new job, or maybe starting your own business, or a side hustle? Is it you deciding that you want love in your life? Maybe you've taken a break from it. Maybe you haven't had any luck with it. And now you're ready for it again. And you got to put yourself back out there. So what are the steps you have to take to put yourself back out there? All of these little things add up. And I do see that for a lot of you, it's really like you just sitting down and saying, objectively, okay, how can I go from point A to point B to point C to point D and create that stability in my life that I'm looking for? Don't be afraid to ask for help from the divine, God, source, and be open to noticing the signs and being guided in a new direction. You're going to get that clarity. Like I said, Judgment here, you've got the clarity. We also saw the clarity with the Ace of Swords in the second part of your reading, right? You're gonna pull through this, pile number 3. It may not feel that way right now. I know you're frustrated, but you have a lot of good things headed your way. This is all about to balance out in your life. But there are some steps you have to take. Nobody can take those steps for you in order for you to achieve this Ten of Cups energy. But you are on the right path. You are headed in the right direction. There just needs to be some extra steps that need to be taken in order to achieve this dream or this vision that you have for your life. So that's what I'm seeing for you, pile number 3. Hopefully something in this reading resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.